Have you ever wondered what would happen if all the Isekai characters suddenly returned home? Well, today you'll find out. Hey guys, my name is Leia and welcome to Anime Recap Pro. Today we'll be checking out the hit series, Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. But before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support, and with that, let's get started. When the Saman Syndrome was discovered 30 years ago, hundreds of young individuals have visited fantasy realms, with only a select few managing to retain the special talents they obtain there. The rogue hero, Akatsuki Osawa, abandons his tranquil existence in the fantastical realm of Alezard in order to face fresh difficulties when he returns to Earth. He returns with Miyu, the Demon King's daughter whom he defeated. She must now pretend to be his younger sister to conceal her identity. The two quickly enroll in Babel, a specialized school created for people who have developed unique skills and magical abilities on their voyage to a fantasy world. The pseudo-siblings are still determining Babel's exact mission. Still, it appears that it was established to educate young interdimensional travelers and guide them to the proper path for the sake of humanity and themselves. Akatsuki gets in trouble immediately by assaulting the class bully, Onizuka drawing attention of the school's discipline committee, notably the student council vice president Haruka Nagase, whom Akatsuki purposefully irritates by succeeding in stealing her panties. Later, in a storage room, Akatsuki and his friends Kazuha Demoto and Chikage Izumi are unintentionally trapped with Miyu. When Demoto finally needs to use the restroom, Akatsuki takes control of the situation by magically controlling pressure spots on Miyu and Chikage's bodies, reasoning that if all three ladies wet themselves, it wouldn't be as embarrassing for Demoto. As a result, the three girls wet themselves. Following their fight, the three girls shower together and become close friends due to their shared disdain for Akatsuki, causing Miyu to wonder if Akatsuki purposefully made himself the bad guy so she could make friends. As the class representative, Kazuha had been tasked by the student council with keeping an eye on Akatsuki and informing them of his whereabouts. She is apparently worried about attending a school where her classmates are so much older than she is. She is encouraged by Akatsuki, who advises her to follow the student council's request because it won't stop him in the slightest. The pupils later discover that at their opponent, a low-level cockatrice has been manipulated and become too strong to handle during practice. After killing the monster with his arms device, Akatsuki discovers how to reveal the attack's perpetrator as one of Onizuka's victims who intended to accuse Onizuka. The arms device is a huge demonic sword that Miyu's Dark Lord father once used. The head of the student council then freezes the offender in ice. After using healing magic to restore Miyu's health and assisting in her dealing with her father's death, Akatsuki encounters Class A student Kade Motoharu, who challenges him to fight to test his stamina. Akatsuki goes to the mall with Miyu and her pals so that Miyu can create fresh, happy memories. While Miyu puts on bras in the changing room, Akatsuki initially gives the impression that he's spying on her, but with his deep understanding of such matters, he ends up assisting her in finding the right fit. Furthermore, Haruka is out shopping for new exotic underwear that she believes will be difficult for Akatsuki to remove. As they visit the head of the school's mechanical department, Kade introduces Akatsuki to Sleipnir, a potent magical bike that disallows anyone it thinks unworthy of riding it. Akatsuki becomes more determined after discovering that his father rode the bike and eventually defeated Sleipnir despite being the first rejected by it. Nevertheless, Sleipnir destroys Haruka's clothing when she tries to remove Akatsuki from the bike. As a sign of compassion, Akatsuki gives her his jacket. Eventually, Akatsuki teams up with the student council to handle a hostage crisis and rescues a little girl. Before the young girl's mother accidentally thanks Haruka for saving her daughter, Haruka chastises him for being so careless and conceited. While dealing with another terrorist aggressively elsewhere in the structure, Kaido clarifies that he might be more dangerous than he first appears to be. Later, Haruka, who is starting to feel drawn to Akatsuki, gives Miyu his jacket back because she is too agitated to confront him. Akatsuki and his friends travel to the beach and participate in a unique game of tag where you lose your swimsuit and are immediately untagged. Every girl on the beach has their bikini top successfully removed by Akatsuki using his significant skills, including Haruka, who also loses her bottoms. When Akatsuki exits the gaming area, he is disqualified for trying to take off Miyu's bikini. When Emperor Brahm of Distia learns that Miyu is on Earth, he sent his emissary Phil Barnett to seize her in a lizard. The yearly ranking competition designed to gauge pupils' aptitude has begun. The Babel ranking tournament has started, and since Kazuha, who is the official team captain of 08, Izumi and Miu have already defeated one team. Akatsuki will not participate. There are 39 teams from classes A to E competing, according to Kazuha. However, only 38 teams remained after one was defeated. To fight the other team, which they had kept underground, Akatsuki freed his Leviathan. Later, as they emerge from the bushes, Akatsuki and the girls are encircled because he is aware that a few more teams are also lurking there. Thankfully, Akatsuki still defeated the opposing teams with ease. The instructors from the previously understood that Akatsuki, while on Kazuha's team, already had his power equivalent to the student council members. In analysis room, the proctor saw most of the students had already been defeated by Kazuha's team elsewhere. After hearing enough about Akatsuki, Haruka resolves that despite her hiding her affections for him and disregarding what Minami and Ryohei had to say, she will battle him before dark. The system was abruptly destroyed as the sun was sinking, leaving the proctors asleep. Later on in the evening, Akatsuki considered having a bath. After having envisioned taking a bath with him, Miu does not like that notion. It was all in Miu's head, but she imagined Akatsuki entering the hot springs with her, Kazuha, and Izumi. The student council arrived wearing battle uniforms, so Kazuha sensed some presence. Even though Haruka promised to fight Akatsuki the following day, she did so. He decided to take on the student council alone after accepting her challenge. As Ryohei almost provided Haruka's response to Miu's query about why she wanted to fight him, Miu grew enraged at Akatsuki for what he had done to Haruka on the beach and fervently wished that he would lose to them. Ryohei explained how the promotion works to Akatsuki, stating that even if they lose to the student council, Akatsuki and the girls will still be promoted because they had already defeated some teams with higher rankings. Later, before the battle began, Haruka set up a barrier so no one would interfere. The fight started with Haruka battling Akatsuki alone. He easily avoided her blows and hit her while she was in flight, sending her tumbling, but she landed unharmed. Before Minami and Ryohei attacked him with their combined earth and fire power, Akatsuki was about to vanquish Haruka. Haruka doesn't want to fight alone, but Minami and Ryohei persuade her team together to defeat him. Then, despite having a scratch on his face, Akatsuki survived the strike. The student council would use their weapons to release their abilities until those powers disappeared. As Kaido abruptly intervened by blocking Akatsuki's final strike, he was almost ready to finish him out. Kaido informed Akatsuki and the student council that there was an issue during the competition, mostly because the system and the barrier in Babel were both demolished. And to make matters worse, there was an explosion just where Miu, Kazuha, and Izumi are right now. Akatsuki hurried to find them in the hopes that Miu was unharmed. It's revealed that the intruder is Phil, who rushes after Miu while seriously injuring everyone else who was in his way. Miu will be executed in front of the public for political reasons. Phil confesses as he confronts her and then tries to abuse Miu sexually. Miu sheds a tear as Akatsuki approaches, promising he'll make Phil pay for making her weep. After a brutal fight, Akatsuki knocks Phil to the ground. Miu rushes into the river, believing that neither a lizard nor Earth are secure while she is there, but Akatsuki saves her. He stops her from killing herself and ends up kissing her before passing out from a poisoned wound Phil gave him. When it turns out that Akatsuki had been awake the entire time, much to Miu's shame, Miu helps Akatsuki heal by sharing her body heat after stripping them both naked. But Phil appears and declares that she will no longer be timid in the face of Akatsuki. Phil calls forth a massive dragon and merges with it. Miu and the others fight the dragon in the duel to buy Akatsuki some time to recover from the poison. As Akatsuki is well again and returns to the battle, the final battle between Akatsuki and Phil has started, and Akatsuki is using his Leviathan to block Phil Zark's magic attack. Then, Akatsuki cuts the dragon's back, but the poison stopped his Leviathan from working. He then attacked him with his physical attack and kept slicing him repeatedly, but there was no end. Phil then hit Akatsuki with the tail of Zark and ran straight at him. Akatsuki managed to escape and kept attacking him only to get hit by his tail again, leaving it wide open. Phil hit Akatsuki with his magical barrage attack, but Akatsuki using his Leviathan to knock Phil to the ground. Phil could stay alive, but after Akatsuki cut him with his energy, Phil and Zark started to weaken. Phil is about to use his strongest magic power while Akatsuki is ready to kill him, but when Akatsuki's Leviathan is losing power, Phil was aiming that power at Miu. As Akatsuki ran to protect Miu, Phil shot the magic magic at them, which caused a huge explosion of magic. While shielding the others from the blast, Akatsuki cannot unleash his demon sword. Yet with Miyu's assistance, he is able to call forth his blade and unleash the full potential. The dragon is slain when Akatsuki splits the dragon in two from nose to tail. Miyu tells Kazuha and Kage the truth about who she really is. The Cocoon members assist the current affairs and how they manage their strategies. After winning the rankings competition, Akatsuki and his team get promoted to the A class. Miyu and Akatsuki are now dating. Later, Akatsuki discovers Elazard is in disarray and chooses to go back to investigate. Haruka and Cade also show up there just in time to join them. Miyu, Chikage, and Kazuha all insist on going with him. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe.